So a large proportion of our clients are medical consultants or medical professionals who may work for the NHS, but they also have private practices, and they're looking to invest the capital that they've built up in that private practice. So what I want to do is explain a little bit more about what we really narrow down on and specifically talk about with these clientele. So first of all, what position are you in? What's your sort of strategy? What's your timeframes? Quite a few of the clients who are looking to retire, so perhaps slow down their practice, they're looking for income. They want properties that are complete and are high yielding. However, there are others that have started building up capital that they can invest, but they've still got quite a long-term sort of time frame in mind. In that case, we're looking more for the areas that are regenerating, for long-term growth, possibly off-plan properties in those kind of areas, which we can expect strong growth levels for. Another factor that we often talk about, or always talk about with these medical professionals, is how you're going to invest and how have you set it up. So most of the time they have their private practice with the business account there that's generating revenue and is sitting there in the account. Then what usually is the best thing to do is set up as SPV, or a special purpose vehicle. That's set up purely for investing in property, and you can then loan one from the other as a director's loan, for example. Another factor that people haven't really looked into but need to consider is how you're going to pay yourselves. And this depends on how you already pay yourself, but you need to look into whether you're paying yourself in dividends, you're giving yourself a salary, how many directors there are of the SPV. So there's a lot of things to consider, and it does depend on each individual's circumstances. Another factor that a lot of these professionals haven't considered as well is just where to invest. Usually wherever their practice is where they've looked. So if they're London based, they've looked around London. However, although we're London based, we often recommend other regional cities across the UK. For example, Manchester has a much higher yield than London, but also the capital growth projections over the next 5 years is much stronger. Savills have predicted London to grow by about 14 to 15% in the next 5 years, whereas they predicted Manchester to grow by 31%. To summarize, there are quite a few factors to consider here: your strategy, your time frame and your goals, also where to invest and also how to invest. These are all factors that we look into. So if you'd like to discuss this further, feel free to get in contact.